Generation X. In general terms, those born between 1965 and 1980. Latchkey kids. Independent. Existentialism. Modern philosophy focusing on personal experience, human ability, and responsibility in an otherwise meaningless universe. We're the cause. This is the effect. We're the Gen Existentialists. Welcome in, kids, to the Gen Existentialist podcast. My name is Scott.
And I'm Bunny.
And we're here today to talk to you about anchovy paste.
That's right. Did you know you can grind it with umami and dried seaweed into salt, rock salt, and create artisan salt, and then start your own company in Asheville, North Carolina?
And artisan salt is the future, kids. If you're afraid of AI, get into artisan salt. That's where the money's going to be.
Yeah, some rich moron will pay you 5 times as much for that as they will for table salt. So, what a world.
As has happened many times on the show, we will start a show and we'll kind of jump off or leap off from what Bunny and I were talking about in the pre-show, in the prep, in the green room, as it were, here at Crescent Moon Studio, which is where the Gen Existentialist comes to you from.
Behind the green door. Remember that one?
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. Anyway, so we've been talking about AI a little bit and kind of our different varying takes. Do you want to do any of that on the show? I just thought the anchovy paste was a great place to jump off from.
No, just give some people some context so they're not left dangling like a participle.
Yeah.
Hey, basically, I have an AI engineer friend, and we've been talking a lot in the last few weeks, back and forth on some boards. And he's basically warning everybody. I mean, he's doing some really amazing work, him and his company, and has shown me some stuff that he can do that isn't available to the public yet. And basically, he said that this AI revolution is going to destroy the mid, as the kids say.
Get rid of the mid.
Yeah, if you're mid, if you're mediocre, you're pretty much fucked if you're in any sort of creative field. So as the kids in the early 2000s said, get good, scrub.
Yeah.
So find some sort of artisan niche and brand yourself and do what you can, because AI, I'm telling you, I've seen some stuff, I've heard some stuff, and AI is doing it better. Hate to say it.
It's coming. And the thing you were talking about, like we were talking about homeschooling and the effect that AI can have on homeschooling and offering different perspectives and different setups for different learners, because everybody kind of learns a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their different focuses. I think it could make things much more individualized, which is a positive. So as much as I am screw AI in many respects, I also recognize that it's one of those cool things. And as we mentioned, like the stuff from our generation, Gen X, all the fantasy and sci-fi stuff that we had as kids that we wanted to see, like it would be great if we could do that. We've got so much of it. And AI is just kind of the next level up.
Yeah, I mean,
on all that tech.
Did you want your own Dr. Theopolis? Well, there you go. That's a deep cut from the Buck Rogers the 25th century TV show. If you want your own little AI advisor, you're going to have that pretty soon. If you don't already have one in your phone.
Hey, I want a protocol droid. I will freely admit it. I want a protocol droid.
Give it about 5 more years, and you can have a humanoid robot that you can afford that will have AI built into it, and you can talk to it and have conversations. So
can't wait. Let's see what happens. Should we give Mega Wheel the Magnificent a spin?
Certainly.
We will spin Mega Wheel the Magnificent. Oh, she's rolling around.
That's quite the feat for her.
Yeah, it is ever more disturbing to watch these things happen. So our first question from Mega Wheel the Magnificent: breakfast for dinner, overrated or the greatest invention ever?
I don't think it's the greatest invention ever, but I think it's a great escape clause to not being interested in cooking for real. I mean, how many times have I had French toast and sausage for dinner?
See, French toast is going all out.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of prep for French toast.
Yeah.
But like scrambled eggs and bacon, or from our area here, scrambled eggs and Geta.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
That's just, I mean, sunny side up eggs and Geta was Sunday morning breakfast for me for like my youth. So
now, would you go with a piece of rye toast with that or wheat?
Wheat.
Wheat. Okay.
Typically wheat,
All right.
and usually just buttered.
All right, yeah.
Because you use that to sop
scoop
up
it. Yeah.
sop up the rest of the
Sure.
yolks from the eggs. Yeah, that's typically it. And honestly, you offer me that for breakfast, lunch, dinner, late night snack, I'm gonna raise my hand and go, yes, please, I'll take it. I am a great adherent of breakfast for dinner or breakfast anytime because it's just awesome.
When I was in college, I used to have Pop-Tarts for dinner, so I guess that counts as breakfast, right?
Pop-Tarts, the meal that you can carry with you throughout the day.
That's right. Put it in your back pocket. Forget about it.
Yeah. All right, we will give Mega Wheel Magnificent another spin here on the Gen Existentialist podcast. You know what's happening soon, Bunny?
I hear that we are coming to a milestone.
We are coming to a milestone. We are coming up. We are just mere episodes away from episode number 100.
That's right.
Who'da thunk it?
You know,
Who'da thunk?
and what more do you guys want out there? Look at the consistency. We've had nearly 100 weeks.
Yeah.
We have had a new episode for you every Monday. How's that?
I mean, that's
Where's our audience at?
where are you guys at? We should have grown much. We should have been stars by now. We should have owned podcasting by now.
Well,
Okay, anyway, Mega Wheel has gifted us with which music video from the 80s had the funniest or most surprising cameo appearances?
funniest? I won't qualify that one, but I did enjoy the Milton Berle showing up in the rat video.
That's exactly
You
where
always
I was
got to
going
get it. He
to.
always has to be in drag for some reason. There's something wrong with that guy, or there was. But
Uncle Milty or
Uncle
Aunt Milty.
Milty, yeah. So that would be my choice because that's the only one I can think of right now. But how about you?
I'm not sure that. Maybe was Alice Cooper in Twisted Sisters "Be Cruel to Your School" video, or am I just dreaming that there was actually a video?
I don't think I've ever seen that video. So.
Yeah, I'm plumbing the depths there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know because and we've talked about this before. I didn't have cable for just brief stretches.
Mm-hmm.
We had cable at my house, and I didn't watch a lot of MTV, and trying to think of a cameo appearance or a guest appearance or something. I'm just drawing a blank with the exception of the Milton Berle thing. Because that was just funny.
Now, was that Round and Round, the video, or was that some other?
I think it was Round and
Okay.
Round. Yeah. I mean, it's Rat.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Rat is one of those bands that, unlike Cinderella, where
Mm-hmm.
even the album tracks that were never singles are good, Rat is literally you buy the greatest hits, that's all you need. And half of that you didn't need.
No.
That's just my hot take on Rat.
Okay, so would you consider Tawny Katane a guest appearance in a video for the Whitesnake videos?
Well, here's my
'Cause
thing
she was
with
an
Tawny
actress.
Katane.
Yeah.
Yeah, how much of a star was she before the thing on the hood of the car in the Whitesnake
Witchboard.
video?
Have you ever seen Witchboard?
No.
That's a great movie with her in it.
Okay. I
It's
don't.
not a great movie. It's
I
a
don't
horror
know
movie
if-
with her in it.
I want to know this.
Mm-hmm.
Did she bring Whitesnake to the forefront in the American music scene, or did they bring her along as an actress?
That's a
because
chicken or
the-
the egg kind of thing.
Yeah, because
isn't
they were bigger in Europe and stuff. I mean, they had
Yeah.
a lot of albums before that self-titled one
Sure.
came out. And my favorite thing about them is the one song, Here I Go Again. Here I go again on my own. On the hit version of that, from that self-titled album, it's Here I Go Again on my own, like a
Drifter. I was
like
born
a
to
drifter.
walk
I was
alone.
born to walk alone.
Yeah.
That song was actually recorded on one of their earlier, more blues rock albums.
Yeah, okay.
And the line is, like a hobo, I was born. It is. Like a hobo, I was born to walk alone.
Those unfriended hobos. mentally ill, unable to secure friendships or long-term partnerships.
And I have this memory, and I hope I'm not like Bear-staining bears of being at Record Alley and like pulling one of those early cassettes out and seeing Here I Go Again. Like, oh, did they re-record their own song? They did. Putting it in and hearing that and just going, I mean, I get why you change it.
Sure.
But then I also don't.
Well, Drifter's a lot cooler than Hobo.
I mean, sure. But then it always goes back to he sang Drifter, but you know in his heart he meant Hobo.
Oh, yeah.
So that's just always entertaining for me.
All right. Well, that's a good piece of trivia for all you kids out there. I did not know that.
So we will give Mega Wheel of Magnificent another spin. Somehow everything comes back to like 80s hair metal.
Sure.
At the end of the day.
We're Gen X kids. That's how it works.
And this is just a silly question. Do you, Bunny, celebrate any holidays, and what's your favorite?
Well, yeah, I celebrate as many of them as I can. My favorite holiday growing up was Christmas and Halloween, I guess, equally. I guess nowadays it's probably still Halloween, even though I don't really celebrate it anymore.
Well,
But Christmas is such it's a lot of work for a lot of nothing when you get to our age, I think.
yeah.
We don't have children now, so we should preface that. I think if you have children, Christmas is one of the most wonderful holidays,
Yeah.
That a child can experience. But without kids, it's just kind of another day, unfortunately.
It can be. I think coming out of COVID, all the stuff that we used to do like as a circle of friends kind of fell apart.
Yeah.
During that time. And I think we should try to get back to that.
Sure. We should create our own holiday then and just kind of do something fun for it.
Yeah, because, I always liked Christmas growing up. I really like Halloween. I really like Halloween now because we don't have a ton of kids here that come around, but we've got very dedicated kids that come around.
Sure.
And they're pretty inventive with their costumes, and that's always fun. So, like, Tracy and I dress up, whatever we've got around, we put a costume on and go out and hand out candy. You're unfortunately, you live in a spot now where there aren't a lot of
Fairly
kids,
isolated, yeah. Fairly isolated.
Yeah, so that could cause problems. You're always welcome to come up here and join in the festivities.
Appreciate it.
So yeah, celebrate holidays absolutely anytime we can. And favorite for me is Halloween, but any holiday will do. So we will give Mega Wheel another spin. Getting through these, there's not a whole lot of discussion being generated.
Yeah, this might be a bulk episode where we knock out a bunch of topics.
Yep. Okay, here this could either be a quick yes, no, or generate some discussion. Are zoos doing more harm than good?
I'd say they're doing more good, really, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, you are keeping certain endangered species alive. You're obviously advancing research in biology and zoology, learning all sorts of things. You're doing outreach for children.
Yeah.
And, of course, you're at a fun amusement to go look at. Otherwise, I think some of these animals would probably just be hunted to extinction or, live in the dark continent or something, where no one would see them anyway. So, it's fine.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think zoos are doing more good than harm, and by a wide margin. As much as you may go to a zoo and think, God, it must be horrible for that rhinoceros to live in such a small area. And I get it. At the same time, if it's an endangered species and they're actively keeping them around, I don't think that can be understated how important that is. And through the course of that, like you said, it's an entertainment site. Young people, adults, elderly people, you go there, you can't help but learn.
Sure.
And hopefully you take some of that away with you and it impacts how you live your life in general.
Yeah, I mean, I always love the people that come to me and they're like, oh, no, but that animal, look, it's in such a small enclosure or whatever. It must be going crazy. I'm like, have you looked at your house lately?
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Have you looked at your life lately? You know, going to and from the same place
Yeah.
every day over 40 years of your life.
Yeah,
We all live in metaphorical cages.
Yeah,
so
we've all got a box.
Yeah.
Maybe two, but we've all got a box.
it's a zoo, baby.
Yeah, that brings up something. I'm not an avid TikToker. I do have a TikTok account. I don't really post. I just get on there and waste some time every now and then doom scrolling. And there's this one person, I don't even know who it is, that will go to like New York City area apartments and like show them to you and tell you how much it costs to live there. And some of them are like literally like 600 square feet for like $2,000 a month. And there's no room for anything. Like literally, you couldn't fit a bed in there. You're going to have a cot in the corner, and the bathroom is kind of decent, but the rest of it's just like a 2-burner stove, and it's nothing.
I mean, our friends just moved from New York City finally to a place called Katona, which is just north of New York City in the outlands or whatever. And their apartment, they were in like a little brownstone type thing with a small garden in the back. And now, don't quote me on this. I can't remember the exact number, but I'm pretty sure the rent was raised after they left to $6,500 a month.
What?
They were paying close to $4,800 a month, I believe, to live there.
Holy crap!
So yeah, and then it had 2 bedrooms, I believe. It had a downstairs, like a basement type thing, and then an upstairs living area. I mean, it was spacious enough for 2 people.
Right.
And you had a little green space in the back where you could grow flowers or whatever, but you paid a price. And that was in Brooklyn. That wasn't even in, Manhattan or any place,
right,
close by. They still had to commute into work every day and stuff. So
good Lord.
Yeah. And apparently it's been snatched up. So it's all relative.
Yeah.
How expensive is your cage? Comment below.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's interesting because cost of living. Where we live, it's actually pretty reasonable,
pretty affordable,
and even we complain about like property taxes and things like that. But overall, it's why we haven't really ever given much thought to moving, because all the places we'd like to move, you look at the cost of living, it's like, I'll have to get a job in my profession and like wait tables after work to be able to afford to live there. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Or we can go live in our car.
Depends on how much you make a year. I mean, that's if you're making $200,000 or $300,000 a year, then it becomes a little more relative. But
also makes you wonder why more companies don't put their headquarters in like the Midwest. Because for them too, the cost of office space and everything, I'm sure, being close to clients on the coast counts, but
it's a lot of it's prestige. I mean, who wants to work with advertising firm from Des Moines when you can work for an advertising firm from LA or New York City? I mean,
the one from Des Moines can probably do the same job for much less though too.
That's a Midwest attitude though.
Yeah, I know. As I've described myself to numerous people just over the last couple of weeks, I'm a pretty low rent kind of guy. I don't need much. I don't take much.
I'm a pretty low brow kind of guy, so it all works out pretty well.
Okay, let's give Mega Wheel one more spin for this episode.
Come up with a good topic this time, Meg. This has been a subdued episode.
Yeah, we started off with anchovy paste, and where have we ended up? In rent.
Milton Borough
in New York City.
Yeah, I mean.
I don't know if I like this one. Would you rather be able to drink or eat as much as you want without weight or health consequences? So eat or drink?
Oh, I'd rather be able to eat.
Yeah, that's kind of a dumb question.
Well, I mean, if you're an alcoholic, I guess. If you're one of these guys that drinks like 36 cases of beer a week or whatever, and you got a huge beer gut, maybe you'd want to drink more. But
you know what? Given the choice, I think I would probably choose drinking.
Really?
Just because I enjoy like water and Diet Mountain Dew.
Yeah, but you can drink as much water as you want. Jeez, man, I drink like 2.5 gallons a day. you know,
You
and I don't gain any weight. Look
but
at
you
me.
can physically drown yourself with water.
This
I mean,
is true. Yeah.
So, oh dear. Okay, here we go. Let's do this one instead. This will be our final one. In what ways has social media changed your understanding of friendship, and have you ever taken a digital break to reset?
Oh yeah. I consider myself constantly on a digital break for the most part. Look how many times I update my social media friends, and you'll find out usually I only update when I have something dumb to say, or like when something terrible happens in my life or something really good happens in my life.
Yeah.
I'm not one to really post just nonsense on a daily basis, although I have been encouraged in the future to start posting every time we do a podcast, or
Yes.
posting every time something that I work on comes out. But I don't want to be that guy that is like, oh, hey, my band's playing out. Hey, my band's playing out. Like one of those kind of posters that the only time they post anything is when they want you to watch something or you listen to something or give me your advice on my project. I don't want to be that guy.
But that's how people know what you're doing.
I know. I don't think people care. That's something. Let's talk about what social media has taught me about friendship.
Yes. What is social media? How has it changed your understanding of friendship?
It's revealed. It's like shining a black light in a hotel room.
So you're saying that you see stains?
I see all sorts of unmentionables with my friends now. People that I thought I knew really well,
Yeah.
that apparently I don't.
How so? Like you're uncovering this. You're discovering the skeletons in their closet based on their posts.
Yeah, I'm kind of. Some people I realize, wow, I have a lot less in common with them than I thought I did.
Mm-hmm.
Some people disappoint me with
yeah.
their attitudes or their opinions. Some people I wish I could spend more time with.
Yeah.
Just from getting to know them on a deeper level. But I do think it's really had a detrimental effect. I just did a project on this recently where it was about fading friends, and how everybody I'm going to call out. I'm going to spill some tea. Look at me, as the kids say. When I moved back to Kentucky, I had probably 10 or 12 friends that I spent a lot of time hanging out with in the past, talking like high school, college years.
Yeah.
And they were all very excited about me moving back. Mm-hmm. And, oh, I can't wait to see you. It's going to be so great. You're going to be back in Kentucky. Woo, woo, woo. We're going to have to get together. I have seen 2 of them outside of funeral situations.
Yeah.
And even then, in the funeral situations, I think I've only seen about 5.
Yeah.
But, it's that, oh, we need to get together, and then nobody initiates.
Right.
But I see them all the time online. It's kind of like, it's a weird parallel. I guess social media has created a lot of parallels.
Sure.
Where everybody's traveling in the same direction, but we're not on the same road anymore.
Yeah.
It's reminded me that, honestly, people are like, we're all in little individual spaceships with our own little life support and everything else, and we can't really be with people the way we used to, because everybody's in their own little environment, in their own little spaceship, and we're all flying the same direction until we're not. And then people start to peel off and fly in other directions. And eventually you end up with 5, 6, 2
Yeah.
spaceships that stick with you and fly with you, but you'll never really be in the same ship anymore. You're always alone.
Yeah.
But you're traveling together. I think when I was younger, I felt like lives were more intertwined. I felt like people were really in a community, in a clan, in a cohesive family unit. And I think social media has revealed to me that really we're all just living parallel lives.
I think a little bit of that is just youth in general. that the world seems smaller and everything seems closer. Like you can reach out and touch things. And as you age, you realize that you've got more space, and then you get your driver's license and you gain freedom, and that creates more space around you. You can get together more. You can draw your net of friends closer because you can get to them instead of having to like ride your bike 3 miles across roads and stuff to get someplace. So everything's a little bit of bringing things together. Things fall apart a little bit more.
Sure. Well, here's the thing. You remember when your friends just used to be on the porch eating Otter Pops? Like they were just there. They weren't curated. They weren't scheduled.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they weren't just people that you scrolled by on Facebook on their birthdays and hit an automatic happy birthday with like 3 little symbols next to it, you know, because it takes the least amount of time to push that button instead of actually writing them a proper happy birthday.
Yeah.
Remember those days? You know, when people were just there, or you'd drive down to the burger joint or the drive-in theater or the public park.
Or the record store.
Or the record store, and there would be friends of yours. Yeah. Maybe not your best friends, but friends that you know and people you know. And they were just people always around to hang out with and to be close to, physically and mentally close to.
Yeah.
Figuratively and literally.
Yeah. I mean,
and there isn't that anymore. Do you notice that? I mean, some people have that, and it's a wonderful thing, but I feel like I'm one of them that doesn't have that anymore.
I think that ended with our generation, because I think generations behind us were much more indoor. You know, like I remember as a kid, like we didn't live close enough together that we could see each other every day. So like during summers, it was like we had to schedule stuff and figure it out. But like everybody in my neighborhood, like all you had to do was walk out of the house and like bounce a ball.
Sure.
And everybody else is going to come out. If they're home, like, oh, what are we doing? We going to go down and play basketball, or what are we doing today? So there was always something going on. It was that same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Even though we weren't close friends, we just kind of lived around there. It was something to do.
Do you miss that?
Not really.
Really?
It was interesting as a kid to have something to do and go out. Would I have preferred like riding my bike to your place and doing something over there? Yeah, because we were close friends. The people who lived around me, I mean, we're friends. You know, I'm and here's the thing. Several of them I'm friends with on Facebook. You know, when I post this episode, they may listen to it and they may remember that's the way things happen. So I think for me, social media has changed my understanding of friendship in that is that I was able to reconnect with people that I had lost connection with. I was able to find people in my family that I didn't know existed. I don't know if CAFs are in general just like antisocial, but like my grandfather's generation, there were multiple like brothers and stuff. And so turns out I have cousins and different things that I had no idea.
Sure.
Friends with a number of them on Facebook now because we found each other because of the name. And it's kind of cool. The weird thing, like even the several that I got a lot in common with and we should probably hang out, we haven't yet. And I think it's just a natural, like a family thing. Just like, yeah, it's cool. I dig you. Awesome. If we're ever in the same area or, you know, we can plan it, we'll have a meal. That's going to be great. And so the thing about, you know, when you move back, I kind of had the same thing when Tracy and I moved back up from Central Kentucky. It's like, yeah, I'm going to be around everybody. It's going to be easy. You know, a couple nights a week, we can get together. We can do stuff. Didn't happen. I'm seeing different people, you, Tim, other folks, more than I had been, which is wonderful. But I think it's kind of an adult thing too, because you end up with all the responsibilities and stuff that you didn't have as kids.
Sure.
And you've got to cross those burdens before you can take the time. And it's one of the things that I appreciate and enjoy about the time that we've been able to dedicate to this project, doing this podcast, is it's another chance to get together and just hang out. You know, even aside from doing the podcast, you know, this is good for my soul, just getting together and talking with you and hanging out. So That's one of the good things. The other part of the question, taking a digital break to reset, I need to at some point, but there's a part of me that really enjoys doom scrolling. And it's sick. It's an addiction.
It's bad for your soul, man.
It really is. But there's that part of me too that seeing people do stupid stuff. There's a part of me that just I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, but I'll be honest with you. I hate seeing my friends do stupid stuff.
Not talking my friends.
It hurts my soul to see people I really care about just do stupid shit over and over again.
That kind of stuff I will usually unfriend or unfollow. If it's somebody that they're going down a path and I'll just bail out on that one. I'll pull the ripcord on it. I'm talking about one of my favorite things, and it drives Tracy nuts, is to get on YouTube and watch automotive and truck accidents. I can waste.
What the hell?
I can waste an hour.
Okay.
Doing that, and it's just one of those things. Forklift incidents, obviously, with my background. Yep, I've gone down so many YouTube rabbit holes watching stuff like that.
Okay.
And to a point where, as you can with film, you can narrate stuff before it happens because you know how it's going to be constructed. Bring up the first frame of one of those accident videos, and I can look at it and go, okay, this car is going to do this, and this is what's going to happen. Play.
Yes. We should do that in a future episode. We should have a conversation about our YouTube viewing habits.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm sure that would be illuminating.
That would be hilarious.
Sick ways. So.
That would be hilarious. Mine would be forklift
don't
incident.
Blow it now. You got to wait and do it for the future episode. Right. Don't give them the cookie now. Wait until after dinner.
Let me just say Craig Ferguson will figure prominently.
I don't even know who Craig Ferguson is.
I don't know. Another rabbit hole to go down. And on that note, we will bid you adieu on this episode of the Gen Existentialist. Please like, subscribe, comment, let us know your thoughts. Until next time, my name is Scott.
And I'm Bunny.
Have a good one.